So today we got a MS250 Stihl chainsaw. I believe the rings are worn in it and the piston may be worn. We're going to tear it apart and see what's up with it. So if you're interested, stay tuned. We'll get right into that. So today we're going to be working on a Stihl MS250 chainsaw. It won't start. It's got low compression. I already know what's wrong with it. I'm going to pull the muffler off and show you guys here in just a second. I've already started disassembling it. Got the blade off. I've already popped these covers out right here to get to the screws. You're going to have 1, 2, 3. There's one under this handle here. I've disconnected the throttle linkage here. Air filter's off. Spark plug is out. So now we're going to come under here, and you're going to have to take this screw, the screw here. And here. I believe there's one there and there. To get this handle and this cover kind of loose, and then we're going to take the carburetor off and the muffler. So I'm going to do all that. I'll tell you guys, Double Wide 6 has a good video on this of him breaking the same exact saw down. So I'm going to skip over all that because I'm limited on time. And once we get it broke down, I'll come back and I'll show you what the problem is. Get this air filter housing off. You take two 8mm nuts off of there. This will just fly off and expose your carburetor. Now I'm going to go ahead and blow this off real good before I go any further. And then we're going to disconnect the kill switch here. And I think we're going to have to take this choke linkage out of this little housing here. And you want to be careful. Do not break this tip on this end. You want to get this wire loose here first, and then pry this end up gently and slide that out. If you break this, you got to buy that whole piece, and it's kind of expensive. So let's get this blown off, and I'll be back. So we got some major storm coming through here in a little while this evening. So I'm gonna have to get under the carport. It's gonna be noisy, but we got that off. And now what you want to do is turn around. Go ahead and take your muffler off. Two 8mm bolts right there. Or nuts, excuse me. Oh yeah, it's starting to rain. So I'm going to have to move it under the carport. But like I said, Double Wide 6 has a great video on replacing the top end on one of these. So this is kind of a repeat, I guess you would say. So if you want some more details to see how to break this thing down, go check his channel out. And the muffler will just slide off just like this. And then you got this plate. Comes next. Got a gasket back here. And then these studs just slide out like that. They're squared, and they've got a lip that they just slide in and out of. So we got all that down. Here's the problem though with the chainsaw I wanted to show you. I'm going to take you back off the tripod and see if I can't get you a better shot at it. This is about the best I can get it. But so this is your piston, and you can see it's kind of a little brownish color, so it tells me it probably overheated a little bit. But when I was pulling inspecting this, and I pulled the piston, right in this top left corner there, you can see where the oil gas mixture is leaking down past the rings. The muffler was filled with gas and oil, so it's definitely got a leak, and you can kind of hear it. Hear that squish right there. Listen real close. Right there. Anyway, when we break it apart, I'll show you what it looks like. Stay tuned. Okay, so to get this carburetor off, I'm gonna try to take it as least amount of stuff off as possible. But so this is your little boot for your high and low speed adjustment and your idle, and the gas tank vent is attached to that. It sits in this little rubber housing, so you can just kind of lay that out of the way, and then right here, that kill switch thing just slides right out of there. Lay it aside. And I think we are going to have to, I'm going to have to undo that fuel line right there and take this linkage out right here, and we should be able to get the carb off. So we got the carburetor out of the way, and next would be this little gasket with a metal plate. And then at some point we're going to have to push this, this is your intake tube, it's rubber. You don't want to damage it. We're going to have to push that in when we lift this cover off. But now I'm going to go ahead and take off the pull starter and this handle, all those screws I showed you earlier where that hold the handles on, and then we'll be back. So once you get all those screws out, there's 8 of them, and there's no need to worry because they are all the same size. Same size, same length, same thread. But, so you finally get this cover loose, and you pushed your intake boot back through. You've got one more little hose here, so don't forget about it. It seems like it's hiding. It is hiding right in there. So you want to get that off gently. Try not to tear it. And then this cover should free up, and we'll be almost there. Now we've got all that loose. We've got one more screw here to take off. I believe that's part of the kill system switch. And once again, it's a T27. Got a little 2 wires. Now I'm bad about losing screws, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out. And I know this is the only size screw this size that came out of this chainsaw, so drop it in a little bucket. And then if you look, when we took the handle off, it exposed your 4 engine screws that hold the bottom of it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, well, there's the 4th one down there. So, let's get this piston off. Get this cylinder head off and see what it looks like. Alright guys, so we got the cylinder off. It looks pretty good in there. Interesting design. I don't know if you can see on both sides there, those hollowed out points. On both sides there, that's kind of interesting. Never seen that before. Of course, I've never taken one of these chainsaws apart before. Not the Stihl Ms250 anyway. So that's pretty good. Here's your piston. This is the exhaust side. Right in there. I don't really see anything wrong with this, but we got a kit coming. It's going to have all this new piston, new rings, and it should be here today. So we'll take a look and see what it looks like when it comes. So we got the kit in with a new piston. Notice how that side's flat and this side's got a little arch in it, and I believe that there's the arrow. It's going to point toward the exhaust, so it'll sit on there like this imagine the exhaust is straightforward. Comes with 2 new rings, a muffler gasket, a wrist pin, needle bearing, and 2 wrist pin, what do you call them, clamps, whatever you want to call them. Boom. So, unfortunately, due to time constraints, it's gotten dark. We're going to have to continue this tomorrow, and my video is going a little long, so we're going to do this as a 2-parter. So, stay tuned for the second video, and we'll be putting it back together and seeing if it'll fire up. Like I said, once again, Double Wide 6 has a great video on taking this thing apart, a lot better than this one. I just kind of going through it more for my customer than anything, but since I was shooting the video, I thought I would post it, and I will do the part 2. We'll get on it first thing in the morning. It's supposed to be sunny, and we'll get it back together. Hopefully she'll run. So hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, ring that bell, see my next videos, leave some comments. Likes and comments, man, that's what drives this YouTube world around. So keep it up. Appreciate you guys. Jungle Bob out.